Ladies and gentlemen, every sunrise brings with it a blank page, an opportunity to rewrite your destiny, to command your mind, and to step closer to the life you deserve. Success is never an accident. It is built first in thought, then in word, and finally in action. If you wish to live with purpose, you must first train the voice within. Today, I share with you 9 truths to declare to yourself every day, 9 keys to open the doors of power, progress, and prosperity. I am the master of my mind. No circumstance, no opinion, no fleeting emotion holds greater authority over me than the power of my own thought. My mind is my workshop, and within it I design the blueprint of my destiny. Each thought I permit to take root carries within it the power to build or to break, to create or to destroy. If I allow fear, doubt, and limitation to dwell there, my life will mirror them. But if I plant courage, faith, and vision, my world will flourish with opportunity. The greatest gift I possess is the ability to choose my thoughts. No one else can enter the sanctuary of my mind without my permission. Every morning I remind myself, I alone decide whether I dwell on defeat or rise with determination. I alone decide whether I surrender to obstacles or transform them into stepping stones. My mind is not a cage, it is a key. And when I discipline it, direct it, and demand greatness from it, nothing outside of me can stop the life I am destined to live. I will not be ruled by fear, by the criticism of others, or by the shadows of past failures. They are trespassers in the palace of my thoughts. I stand guard at the gates of my mind and allow only those ideas that lead me toward strength, prosperity, and peace. I am the master of my mind, and because I command my thoughts, I command my future. I was born with limitless potential. From the very moment I drew my first breath, the seeds of greatness were already within me. I was not placed here by accident, nor was I created for mediocrity. The same force that stirs the oceans, lights the stars, and breathes life into the seasons also breathed into me the capacity to dream without boundaries and to achieve without limit. I am not defined by the environment I was born into, nor by the circumstances I currently face. Those are conditions, temporary and shifting, but within me lies something eternal, an inexhaustible source of creativity, strength, and vision. When doubt whispers that I am not enough, I remind myself that every inventor, every leader, every creator who ever shaped the world began as one ordinary soul who refused to believe in limitations. The difference between those who rise and those who remain is not talent alone, but the belief in what lies dormant within them. And I believe, deeply, that within me lies the same force, waiting to be awakened through purpose and persistence. My potential is not measured by what I have accomplished so far, but by what I am still capable of becoming. It stretches far beyond my current skill, far beyond what others may see in me today. No obstacle can cage it, no failure can erase it, no criticism can diminish it. Potential is infinite because it grows as I grow. Every challenge reveals more of it. Every triumph expands it. Every step forward proves it. So today and every day I remind myself I was not born to shrink, but to expand, not to merely survive, but to flourish, not to echo the world's doubts, but to create new possibilities. My potential has no ceiling, no finish line, no limit. I was born with greatness in my very being, and I will honor it by striving, by building, by becoming more than I was yesterday. My goals are clear, and I pursue them with persistence. I do not wander aimlessly, hoping that fortune will favor me by chance. I know what I want, I see it in my mind, and I claim it as mine before the world even recognizes it. Clarity is my compass. It keeps me from drifting in the tides of distraction. Each goal I set is not a wish, but a declaration, a contract with myself that I will honor through action. I do not chase every opportunity. I move with precision toward the vision that belongs to me. Obstacles may appear, delays may come, but they cannot deter me, because persistence is the fire that carries me forward when the path grows dark. I understand that great achievements are not won overnight. They demand endurance, they demand sacrifice, and they demand a refusal to quit. I will not abandon my course because of a setback, nor will I surrender to temporary defeat. I know that each failure teaches me, strengthens me, and refines the plan. My goals live in my heart, but I translate them into daily action. I discipline myself to rise each day with purpose, to take one more step, to move 1 inch closer, no matter how small the progress may seem. For I know that persistence turns small efforts into great victories. I do not measure success only by the finish line, but by my unwavering commitment to the journey. When doubt tries to creep in, I remind myself that persistence has broken through walls far stronger than the ones I face. When others stop, I continue. When others hesitate, I advance. My goals are not negotiable, and my persistence does not expire. I have chosen my direction, and I will walk it with courage until my vision becomes reality. Nothing outside me is stronger than the will within me. Obstacles are stepping stones, not roadblocks. Every challenge that rises before me is not meant to stop me, but to shape me, to refine me, to strengthen the very qualities that success demands. Life will test my resolve, not to break me, but to prove to me how much power I truly carry. Each difficulty carries within it a lesson, a hidden seed of opportunity that reveals itself only to those who refuse to give up. I will not curse the stone in my path. I will use it to climb higher. I know that no great achievement has ever been reached on a smooth, effortless road. The men and women who built legacies walked through storms, endured setbacks, and faced countless trials. What set them apart was not that they avoided hardship, but that they turned hardship into fuel. When the world said, "You cannot," they answered with action, and their persistence transformed impossibility into history. So when I encounter obstacles, I will not see them as walls that trap me. I will see them as gateways that demand more strength, more creativity, more courage from me. Each struggle teaches me resilience. Each failure gives me wisdom. Each delay sharpens my patience. The stone that blocks my way today will become the very platform that lifts me tomorrow. I do not fear problems because problems introduce me to my deeper potential. I do not resent challenges because challenges reveal my capacity to grow. I do not run from obstacles because I know they are not the end of my journey. They are the path itself. Every time I rise above one, I climb closer to the summit of my dreams. Obstacles do not define me, they refine me. And with each one I conquer, I discover more of the strength, courage, and greatness that has always been within me. I attract success through service and value. True prosperity does not come from chasing wealth alone, but from giving more than I take, from pouring myself into the lives of others in ways that uplift, empower, and transform. When I make it my mission to serve, I align myself with a law as old as time itself, the law that what I give multiplies and returns to me. Every effort to add value to others builds invisible bridges of goodwill, trust, and opportunity that no obstacle can destroy. I know that success is not a selfish pursuit. It is the natural reward for being useful, dependable, and indispensable. The world does not pay for excuses, it pays for solutions. The world does not reward complaints, it rewards contribution. And so I dedicate myself daily to asking not just, what can I gain, but what can I give? I know that every problem is a chance to demonstrate my worth. Every challenge someone faces is a chance for me to step in and make a difference. The more I serve, the more I grow. Service stretches my creativity, sharpens my skill, and expands my influence. When I focus on creating value, I cannot remain small, for value always commands attention and respect. Money, recognition, and success become natural byproducts of a life dedicated to usefulness. I do not need to chase them. They are drawn to me because of the energy I release into the world through service. Each day I remind myself I am here to build, not to break, to inspire, not to diminish, to contribute, not to consume. And as I consistently give value, as I consistently elevate those around me, I magnetize opportunities, partnerships, and abundance that I could never have summoned by selfish ambition alone. My success is inevitable because I understand its source. It flows from the service I render and the value I create. Discipline is my ally. It is the unseen force that turns vision into reality, the bridge between intention and achievement. Desire alone is not enough, for without discipline it remains only a wish. Dreams without discipline fade into regret. But with discipline, they take form, they take shape, they take life. I welcome discipline not as a burden, but as a trusted companion that sharpens my focus, strengthens my will, and guides me through the temptations of distraction. Discipline is the quiet power that compels me to rise when comfort tells me to rest. It is the voice that reminds me of my purpose when excuses try to persuade me to quit. With discipline by my side, I do not wait for inspiration to act, I act, and through action, inspiration comes. Discipline trains me to master my time, my habits, and my energy, so that each day is not wasted but invested in the building of my future. I know that greatness is not forged in single moments of brilliance, but in the repetition of small, consistent actions. The champions of life are not those who did the most in one day, but those who did something meaningful every day. Discipline is the rhythm of success, the steady beat that keeps me moving forward even when the music of motivation fades. When others give in to weakness, discipline keeps me strong. When others surrender to distraction, discipline keeps me aligned. When others delay their dreams for tomorrow, discipline commands me to act today. It is my safeguard against laziness, my shield against fear, and my weapon against failure. I embrace discipline because it does not take from me, it gives to me. It gives me freedom from regret, power over procrastination, and mastery of myself. And the one who masters himself cannot be mastered by anything else. Discipline is my ally, and with it I am unstoppable. I am grateful for today's blessings. Each new morning is a gift, a reminder that life has granted me another chance to grow, to serve, to create, and to live with purpose. Gratitude shifts my vision from what is missing to what is present, from what I lack to what I already hold in my hands. When I practice gratitude, I see abundance where others see scarcity, opportunity where others see obstacles, and beauty where others see only routine. I do not take for granted the breath in my lungs, the strength in my body, or the ideas in my mind. These are treasures beyond price. I recognize that every challenge I face is itself a blessing, for within it lies the chance to build resilience, to sharpen my character, and to become stronger than I was before. Gratitude turns even trials into teachers and losses into lessons that guide me forward. I know that when I dwell on blessings, I invite more blessings into my life. Gratitude is a magnet that draws opportunities, relationships, and success because it aligns me with a state of abundance rather than deficiency. I cannot feel truly grateful and truly fearful at the same time. Gratitude dissolves worry, it quiets envy, and it strengthens faith. By giving thanks for what I have, I prepare myself to receive even more. Each day, I choose to see the small miracles that surround me, the warmth of a smile, the encouragement of a friend, the chance to learn something new, the simple gift of being alive to pursue my purpose. Gratitude does not wait for perfection. It celebrates progress, it honors effort, and it finds joy in the present moment. So I walk through each day with a heart aware of the countless blessings that sustain me. I give thanks not only in moments of triumph, but also in moments of struggle, because both are shaping me into who I am meant to become. I am grateful for today's blessings, and in that gratitude, I find peace, strength, and the power to keep moving forward. Fear has no power over me. Fear may knock at the door of my mind, but I decide whether it enters, and I choose to keep it out. Fear is an illusion, a shadow that grows only when I feed it with doubt and hesitation. It cannot command me unless I surrender to it, and I refuse to surrender. I acknowledge its presence, but I strip it of control. For every time I act in spite of fear, I weaken its grip and strengthen my courage. I know that fear thrives on the unknown, on the stories my imagination tells me of failure, rejection, or loss. But I also know that those stories are not destiny. They are choices. I can write a different story, one where I rise, one where I overcome, one where I claim victory. Fear may whisper, "What if you fail?" But courage replies, "What if I succeed?" Fear may say, "You are not ready." But my persistence answers, "I will never be more ready than I am right now." Fear has stopped countless dreams from being born, but it will not stop mine. I will not allow it to chain me to mediocrity or silence the voice within me that cries for growth. Instead, I use fear as fuel. If it points to the things that scare me, it also points to the places where my greatest growth awaits. Every time I face fear head on, I expand my capacity, I enlarge my world, and I discover strength I did not know I possessed. Fear is powerless in the presence of faith, determination, and action. I choose faith over doubt, vision over limitation, and progress over paralysis. Fear cannot withstand action. It dissolves the moment I take a step forward. So I move boldly, knowing that the only power fear ever had was the power I once gave it. That power is gone. Fear has no throne in my mind, no chain on my will, no voice in my destiny. Fear has no power over me, and it never will again. Every day, in every way, I am advancing. Progress is not always loud, nor is it always visible to the world, but it is constant within me. Each sunrise brings with it the opportunity to grow wiser, stronger, and closer to the vision I hold for my life. I measure myself not by leaps alone, but by the steady steps I take, for I know that greatness is built brick by brick, habit by habit, moment by moment. I do not wait for perfect conditions, because advancement does not belong to those who wait. It belongs to those who move. Even in difficulty, I advance. Even in failure, I advance. Even in uncertainty, I advance. For every lesson learned, every skill practiced, every effort made adds to the foundation of my success. Progress is not an accident, it is the result of deliberate action, and I commit myself to action daily. I refuse to be stagnant. Life is motion, and so am I. The person I was yesterday has already served their purpose. Today I rise as someone wiser, sharper, and more capable. I welcome the journey because I know that advancement is not only about reaching the destination, but also about becoming the person worthy of that destination along the way. There is no such thing as wasted effort when my focus is on growth. Even the smallest step forward places me ahead of where I once stood. I do not compare my progress to others, for my journey is mine alone. I celebrate each gain, no matter how small, and I multiply it by showing up again tomorrow. This is how momentum is built, and momentum cannot be stopped. Every day, in every way, I am advancing toward my goals, toward my dreams, toward the best version of myself. The world may not always notice my growth immediately, but I know it is happening, and soon the results will speak louder than words. I am a work in motion, a vision in progress, and with every passing day I rise higher, stronger, and closer to the life I was meant to live. Ladies and gentlemen, repeat these 9 truths not once, but daily, until they become part of your very being. The words you plant in your mind will one day manifest in your reality. Speak with conviction, act with persistence, and the world will bow to your vision. Thank you.